Thanks, Mick. Yeah, hi. Yeah, everyone is quiet. Yes. Um, this is really great to be here today talking about the SDGs and sustainability and so forth. Um, I've been working in this area for so many years, and I think it is great to come here and share my, experience and my research as well. And I can assure you, the research I will be sharing with you is not boring. I think anyone could actually easily understand it. So this is my outline of my study, of my presentation. And look, it looks a bit like academic at the moment, but I can tell you, it's not academic. I just like to get kind of, structured in my things, right? So I'm going to be looking at, where we are in terms of the SDGs. Also, I've got a very good guide, I believe, that any business, whether small or medium or large, could actually use to embed the SDGs into their business. And also, I'm a big fan of partnership and sustainability. I've been looking at that for so many, many years. And when I saw that it's part of, it happens to be part of the goals, I was really excited. And I like to talk about it all the time as well. And then I will just quickly, talk about what a successful partnership, should look like. So look at this. This is a new stat actually about the SDGs. This is new. It came just a couple of, maybe months ago. How many people here who have thought it will still be like this in 2023? How many people here will actually discuss the SDGs at work? How many people we have here? Only one? Oh, few people. Yes, my friend. So how many people here will actually decide their business or organization's SDGs strategies? That you are the last person to do. What? 2 and 3. It's really interesting that the previous speaker actually used this as well. So that tells you how passionate we are about this, really. I mean, if you are still here today, if this is what we are, I think it might be very, very difficult to achieve the SDGs by year 2030. And my final question to you, how many people actually believe we will achieve the SDGs by year 2030? Nobody. Then why are we here? No. I think what we have to do is to double our effort and try as much as possible, just like what the Secretary General, just after this quote, he said, we have to redouble our effort and focus on on the goals, so that we could actually have a better and sustainable world. And I still believe we could do it, but if you are skeptical about it, I think it's going to be very, very difficult to do that. So if you look at this, it's looked like all my career, actually. It's something I've been putting together for many, many years. And it makes a lot of sense, though. All this are actually based on my relationships with businesses. Every single item there is not from me, but I put them together to be here today. So look at the first one. I call it the guide to embedding SDGs. The first one, understanding your own business. I think some people might be thinking, what does that mean? Everyone do understand their business. But believe me, it's not. And many business people will actually tell you that, yes, maybe it is very difficult to understand this, especially when you are trying to do something, different from your main function or your main focus. Sustainability sometimes is like an additional, maybe, I don't want to call it a problem, but sometimes it looks like a problem for businesses to actually do this. And there's something, if we do know what is called societal grand challenges. The SDGs are actually about societal grand challenges. And sadly, if we don't achieve those goals, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to solve some of the problems we have globally. So if you look at the first one, understanding your own goal, understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities. Threat is very, very important. If you don't, that is about risk management, actually. If you don't understand your threats, I think that will be very difficult for any business to operate properly. For example, you're going to lose your license to operate. You're going to lose your legitimacy to operate. So understanding the threats is just as important as understanding your opportunities. And the next thing that came up is identify key priorities. What I call logic rationale, for doing, what to do actually best. And then we go from there to redefining business model. And that is looking at your existing strategies, redefine them, processes, and programs, and try to align them to the SDGs. What I've seen in so many years is, since the SDGs were created, businesses have their sustainability strategies, and then they have the SDG strategies apart from that. And I think that is one of the reasons why we couldn't actually achieve some of the goals as we speak today. So the next one is engage in collaboration. That is why we have goal 17. And unfortunately, many businesses are not actually doing that. Then implementation is even very, very difficult. Implementation is very, very difficult to actually achieve, because if you don't do all the first, from understanding your own business up to redefining your business model, no collaboration, how do you actually implement all those plans? And then the final one is measurement and review. That is basically measuring the outcomes and the impact of sustainability activities. Use international reporting frameworks to evaluate companies' long-term sustainability. And then review the progress of strategies and programs as needed to seize new opportunities. We do believe that will actually create sustainable value creation, which includes competitive advantage. It relates to competitive advantage, creating shared value, which is very, very important. And also, it will help with managing reputational risk, as well as improving customers' satisfaction. And at the same time, it will help to build stronger relationships with various stakeholders. All this, the guide here, it looks very simple. And we make it very, very simple, as so that anyone could actually use it. However, it could take even a year or more to implement all this properly in a business. And if it's a large business, it might even take longer to do that if they don't have anything in place already. So this was my next focus, is going to be on collaborations, how businesses should collaborate to achieve the SDGs. I've been thinking about this all the time. Why do we have Goal 17? What is the purpose of Goal 17? And I believe very, very strongly that we have that goal because it is the only way we could actually achieve all the goals. Without collaboration, I think it will be impossible. Why? I do strongly believe that no country, or business or individual could actually achieve the SDGs by themselves. No single entity can achieve it. So, however, if we collaborate, I think we could actually achieve something. Don't get me wrong, though, we do collaborate in some areas already. For example, we talk about circularity, the circular economy. You cannot do that alone. It doesn't matter how large or small your company is, you have to collaborate to achieve that circularity. Also, when you look at other even, let's say, for example, the social issues like modern slavery, you cannot do it by yourself. You have to collaborate to eradicate it or mitigate it in your industry or in your company. At the same time, if you talk about scope 3, you cannot achieve it by yourself. You have to collaborate. So if we try to collaborate with those things I've just mentioned, why can't we collaborate on all of those goals and try to achieve them one way or the other? So I like this quote by Paul Polman, the former Unilever CEO, and that was in 2012. So when I saw this quote, I said, you know what? I will actually share my own work as well. If you look, these are my work, some of my work anyway, and all of these are just on collaborations and partnerships. I started talking about collaboration in 2004, up till recently in 2020. And this is because I strongly believe the only way to achieve the SDGs is through collaboration. If you don't collaborate, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And if you talk to businesses as well, whether small, medium, or large, they will say that the same thing to you. So that is why I thought we have to maybe try as much as possible to move forward and do a bit of collaboration. And this framework, this under framework, is based on our recent work on partnership. If you look at it, it looks very simple. And the reason being, we want any business to be able to adapt it. And in the last 3 years, we've been actually talking to businesses and see how they could use some of the first framework and this framework as well. So if you look at the business side, the government, community, NGOs, and so forth, and then we have the academic sector. I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm an academic, but I do believe working with academics is is fantastic, actually. We have the knowledge. Not only that, we engage in education, research, and development projects. Also, we do answer very, very difficult questions. It is true. And in addition to that, we do actually have international examples that we could easily use to help any organization to achieve the SDGs. And also we have what you call research. We have research-based technical and managerial solutions, training, and support. But if you look at the stats we have, there are very, very few businesses collaborating with academics, actually, or academic institutions. I think that has to improve. Yeah. So I've been told that my time is nearly up. So for a successful collaboration, basically, there must be openness. There must be continuous dialogue with the partner, resource sharing. There must be an integration and collaboration, and there must be system thinking capability. This is one of our problems, system thinking, the way we do things. And let me just share this with you. If you look at my first slide, or the second one, and this one, they're the same. We are just on track with 15%. Who have thought this is real? How many people actually thought we've done more than this? That we're about 60%? So you guys actually thought you are not expecting to see this. unfortunately, this is where we are as we speak today. This is the latest data for the SDGs. So I think at this point, I would say thank you very much. It's been fantastic to share my work with you. Thank you.